जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीर वनचारी यमुना तीर वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुंदरमाई की जय नरसिंहदेव भगवान की जय पंच तत्व की जय षड गोस्वामी की जय गुरु परंपरा की जय श्री प्रभुपाद की जय श्री गुरुदेव की जय टैगोर प्रेमानंद हरि बोल। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत्. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is a very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of God Narayana, unto Narayana Nishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotees, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of God, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable. So Hare Krishna, Prabhu's Mother is welcome all of you. Thank you for joining and keeping the appointment with Krishna. So today we'll be discussing from Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 25th chapter, 2 verses 39 and 40. This chapter is known as the glories of devotional service. This is one of the best chapters, very good chapter if you really want to improve your devotional service. It's a beautiful chapter. You have to go through this chapter again and again. So let us recite these two verses first. Imam lokam tathaivaam atmanam ubhayayinam atmanam anuyecheha yeraya pasho grihaha visrajya sarvananyamscha mamevam vishvato mukham bhajantyananyaya bhaktya tan mrityor atiparaye imam lokam tathaivaam atmanam ubhayayinam atmanam anuyecheha yeraya pashavo grihaha visrajya sarvananyamscha mamevam vishvato mukham bhajantyananyaya bhaktya tan mrityorati paraye. Any Prabhuji Samataji would like to recite? Please.
Hare Krishna, may I?
Yes, Bharat, please.
Imam lokam tadaivamam atmanam ubayayinam atmanam anuyecheha yeraya bashavo krihaha vishrajya sarvan anyamscha mam evam vishvato mukham bhajantya ananyaya bhaktya tan nrityor adiparaye.
Very good, very nice, Prabhu, very good. Thank you. Anybody, even Mataji or anything, wants to recite?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Can I read?
Yes, yes, Mataji, please.
Imam lokam tathaivaamam atmanam ubhayayinam atmanam anuyecheha yeraya pashavo gruhaha visrajya sarvan anyamscha mam evam vishvato mukham bhajantya ananya bhaktya tan mrityor atiparaye. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, very nice, very good. Thank you. So, word to word meaning. Imam, this, lokam, world, tatha, accordingly, eva, certainly, among that world, atmanam, the subtle body, ubhaya, in both, ainam, traveling, atmanam, the body, anu, in relationship with, ye, those who, cha, also, iha, in this world, ye, that which, rayaha, wealth, pashavaha, cattle, grahaha, houses, visrijya, having given up, sarvan, all, anyan, other, cha, and, mam, me, evam, thus, vishwatah mukam, the all-pervading Lord of the universe. Bhajanti, they worship. Ananyaya, unflinching. Bhaktya, by devotional service. Tan, them. Vityoho, of death. Atipare, I take to the other side. Translation of Prabhu's Divine Geshe Prabhupada Ki Jai. Please hear the translation purport. Thus, the devotee worships me, the all-pervading Lord of the universe, in unflinching devotional service. Gives up all aspirations to be promoted to heavenly planets or to become happy in this world with wealth, children, cattle, home, or anything in relationship with the body. I take him to the other side of birth and death. Purport. Unflinching devotional service, as described in these two verses, means engaging oneself in full Krishna consciousness or devotional service, accepting the Supreme Lord as the all in all. Since the Supreme Lord is all inclusive, if anyone worships him with unflinching faith, he has automatically achieved all other opulences and performed all other duties. The Lord promises herein that he takes his devotee to the other side of birth and death. Lord Chaitanya therefore recommended that one who aspires to go beyond birth and death should have no material possessions. This means that one should not try to be happy in this world or to be promoted to the heavenly world, nor should he try for material wealth, children, house, or cattle. How liberation is imperceptibly achieved by a pure devotee And what the symptoms are have been explained. For the conditioned soul, there are two statuses of living. One status is in this present life, and the other is our preparation for the next life. If I am in the mode of goodness, then I may be preparing for promotion to the higher planets. If I am in the mode of passion, then I shall remain here in a society where activity is very prominent. And if I am in the mode of ignorance, I may be degraded to animal life or a lower grade of human life. But for a devotee, there is no concern for this life or next life, because in any life he does not desire elevation in material prosperity or high grade or low grade life. He prays to the Lord, my dear Lord, it does not matter where I am born, but let me be born even as an ant in the house of a devotee. A pure devotee does not pray to the Lord for liberation from this material bondage. Actually, the pure devotee never thinks that he is fit for liberation. Considering his past life and his mischievous activities, he thinks that he is fit to be sent to the lowest region of hell. If in this life I am trying to become a devotee, this does not mean that in my past lives I was 100% pious. That is not possible. A devotee is therefore always conscious of his real position. Only by his full surrender to the Lord, by the Lord's grace, are his sufferings made shorter. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, surrender unto me, and I will give you protection from all kinds of sinful reaction. That is his mercy. But this does not mean that one who has surrendered to the lotus feet of the Lord has committed no misdeeds in his past life. A devotee always prays, for my misdeeds may I be born again and again. But my only prayer is that I may not forget your service. The devotee has that much mental strength, and he prays to the Lord, may I be born again and again, but let me be born in the home of your pure devotee, so that I may again get a chance to develop myself. A pure devotee is not anxious to elevate himself in his next birth. He has already given up that sort of hope. In any life in which one is born, as a householder or even as an animal, one must have some children, some resources, or some possessions. But a devotee is not anxious to possess anything. He is satisfied with whatever is obtainable by God's grace. He is not at all attached to improving social status or improving the status of education of his children. He is not neglectful, he is dutiful, but he does not spend too much time on the upliftment of temporary household or social life. He fully engages in the service of the Lord, and for other affairs, he simply spares as much time as absolutely necessary. Yathartham upayunjataha. Such a pure devotee does not care for what is going to happen in next life or in this life. He does not care even for family, children, or society. He fully engages in the service of the Lord in Krishna consciousness. It is stated in Bhagavad Gita that without the knowledge of the devotee, the Lord arranges for him to be immediately transferred to the Lord's transcendental abode just after he leaves his body. After quitting his body, he does not go into the womb of another mother. The ordinary common living entity, after death, is transferred to the womb of another mother according to his karma or activities to take another type of body. But as far as the devotee is concerned, he is at once transferred to the spiritual world in the association of the Lord. That is the Lord's special mercy. How it is possible is explained in the following verses. Because he is all powerful, the Lord can do anything and everything. He can excuse all sinful reactions. He can immediately transfer a person to Vaikuntha Loka. That is the inconceivable power of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is favorably disposed to the pure devotees. Jai Srila Prabhupada's transcendental purport ki jai. Wonderful. Om Gyantamanandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupagada Mahyam Dadati Subhadanikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Sri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagara Jatam Savana Raghunatamitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Saganalita Shri Vishaka Kamsya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namasute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrinda Vaneshwari Shabhanasute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Yanta Pravishya Mamavacha Imam Prasuptam Sanjeevayati Akla Shakti Dharaswadamnam Kanyam Chahasta Charana Shravanatvagādīn Prana Namo Bhagavate Prashaya Tibhyam. Namo Shri Vishnu Vishnu Bhutale Shrimati Mahashri Swami Sanamani. Namo Shri Vishnu Vishnu. Jai Shri Krishna. So Hare Krishna, Paris Madhavi, welcome all of you. Thank you for joining. See, this chapter is entitled The Glories of Devotional Service. See, and the screen, because it's 28 words, no? Devuti Mata, her son is Kapil Muni. So now she's inquiring what kind of devotional service is worth developing and practicing to help me easily and immediately attain the service of your lotus feet. So this is the question everybody has: how to develop my devotional service, how to practice. And she also says, you explained the mystic system as you explained aims at the Supreme Personality Godhead and is meant for completely ending material existence. So please let me know the nature of that yoga system. How many ways are there by which one can understand in truth that sublime yoga? Next 30 says, my dear son Kapila, after all, I am a woman. It is very difficult for me to understand the absolute truth because my intelligence is not very great. But if you kindly explain it to me, even though I am not very intelligent, I can understand it and thereby feel transcendental happiness. So this is, so slowly now Kapila Muni from the 32nd chapter he starts giving. But in the 33rd verse he says, no, Bhakti, devotional service, dissolves the subtle body of the living entity without separate effort. Just as fire in the stomach digests all that we eat. This is a very, very important chapter for all of us to understand. See, we saw the word unflinching, right? Unflinching devotional service in the first paragraph. We will mostly discuss on this basically. First, devotional service is okay, but unflinching. What is the meaning of unflinching? That means not showing fear or hesitation in the face of danger or difficulty. Whatever the circumstances, I will come. Devotional service, I will do. Determination. So for example, you may say he has shown unflinching determination throughout the campaign or something like that, right? So not showing fear or hesitation in the face of danger or difficulty. That is unflinching devotional service. See, while we are all reciting the verses, right? While singing the verses, may say it's reciting, but actually we are singing the verses. When you sing, so when the singer sings, they vibrate their voice, right? So even while singing the verses, you have to vibrate. So this vibration is Krishna. See, if there is no vibration, how will you get the bhakti bhav? So every verse directs us to the unflinching devotional service. Every verse, it directs us to unflinching devotional service. So service, the word is important. It doesn't matter if that service is in our house or temple or work or wherever. See, wherever you are, do the devotional service sincerely. But the attraction to devotional service depends upon how much you are taking out of Srimad Bhagavatam. Otherwise, you will lose the interest in service. See, if you read one verse at least, before you go to do any service, your service will be unflinching. So you will know the importance of devotional service, and then you will be able to serve nicely. So as soon as you come to this point, then the seva is automatically done very sincerely. So we have to remember this. So whenever we want to, before going to office, just read one verse and go. When we go to seva, just recite one verse and go, right? So continue, you can still recite that verse. If you memorize that verse, you can go on reciting or chanting Hare Krishna. See, our goal of existence is to develop unflinching devotional service to the Lord. That is the goal. If you know that, then other things automatically follow. See, in the Haribhakta Vilasa, 496 verse, it is said, Krishna Krishna Krishneti Yomam Smarati Nityashaha Jalam Vitva Yatha Padma Narakadapi Uttaramyaham. See, it doesn't matter what Varna you belong to. It doesn't matter what ashram you belong to. You may be a Brahmana, you may be a Kshatriya, Vaishya, or Shudra, or maybe lower than that, Chandala, right? Doesn't matter at all. What ashram you belong to? So you may be Brahmacharya ashram, Grahastha ashram, Manapastha, Sannyasa ashram. Whatever it is, our aim is only one, and that is to develop unflinching devotional service to the Supreme Personality. That is the only thing we want. And those who adhere to these instructions, they are successful in their material life also. See, the point before us is that we should try to think very seriously about these points. And the rest of the things, as it is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, no, they all go on automatically. So we don't have to do anything. But falsely, we take the credit. See, you might have seen the villages and all the bullock carts, right? Two bullocks drive the cart. And somehow or the other, in between, a dog walks. And the dog walks straight, And if you say, hey, Mr. Dog, what are you doing here? The dog says, don't talk to me. Why? The dog says, I'm very busy. Yes. What are you busy with? The dog says, I'm pulling the cart. He doesn't pull the cart, but the dog thinks. You would have seen, right? And really, the dog thinks that he's pulling the cart. He's not pulling. At the best, we are those dogs because we are not pulling the cart at all. Everything is done by Krishna for us. Everything. See, you consider your own body. Huh? You don't have any control over your own body. You eat white rice, brown dal, or maybe brown chapatis, green vegetables, and your blood is red. We don't drink red color, right? Then how the blood is red? It is being done by Krishna for us. Oxygen is supplied, and everything is going on. See, from the day we are born, our heart is non-stop working, and it is working in a rhythm. And if there is something wrong in the rhythm, it means our health is not good. Either we have pressure, low pressure, or heart attack, or so many other things. Since we are born till our death, who does it? So we don't have control over our heart even. We don't have control how the blood is supplied all over our body. And this is being continuously done by Krishna for all of us. We don't have anything. We don't have to do anything. Don't worry about it. We don't have to do anything. But just take the beads into hand. And if you don't have the beads, we have the marks in our fingers, right? Start chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. See, Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, 15th chapter, 5th verse, it is very nicely stated by Angira Rishi. It is with regard to the pastime of Chitraketu Maharaj. Where he says, Angira Rishi is telling to Chitraketu, O king, both you and we, that is Narada Muni and Angira Rishi, advisors, wives, and ministers, as well as everything moving and non-moving throughout the entire cosmos, at this time are in a temporary situation. He says, before our birth, this situation did not exist. After our death, it will exist no longer. Therefore, our situation now is temporary, although it is not false. See, we are all in a temporary situation. So, whenever we get agitated, the reason for agitation is because we think that we are in permanent situation. This is our problem. We get agitated because we think that we are in a permanent situation. Magru Maharaj, he reminded us that if you understand that the goal of life is to come to Krishna, and if you understand that the situation which you have with you is temporary, there is a need to be agitated. Then we will tolerate with a higher understanding, and we will concentrate more on the goal of life, which is to increase the unflinching devotional service. So this is very important. See, Narada Muni also goes on to say that before our birth, the situation that Chitraketu Maharaj was facing did not exist. And because we would die after some time, this situation will not exist after our death also. Why this is so? Because our situation is temporary. It is not false. It has happened. Narada Muni reminds Chitraketu Maharaj, the child has died, but it is temporary. That's why in Bhagavatam 6:15-20, Angira Muni tells to Chitraketu Maharaj, he said, when I first came to your home, I could have given you the supreme transcendental knowledge. But when I saw that your mind was absorbed in material things, I gave you only a son who caused you jubilation and lamentation. So this is what Guru gives you also. Because the Guru is capable of giving you. If your mind is still absorbed in material things, even after taking initiation, then do you really hope to understand the goal of life? Initiation does not mean arrival. Initiation means start. Start doesn't mean arrive. Maharaj used to say, when the plane takes off, does it mean that it has arrived immediately at the destination? No. So taking off is initiation. Landing is totally different. And in between landing and taking off, there is a cruise. So this point is important, that we should understand why we are in difficulty. Because actual mind is absorbed in material things. That is the reason why we are in difficulty. See, in the Bhagavata Puran, it is stated that the highest perfection of human life is remembering Lord Narayana at the time of death. Ante Narayana Smriti. But from the scriptures, we can see that the Lord Narayana himself remembers his pure devotees and meditates on his pure devotees at the time of their death, out of his love, and delivers them out of material existence by showering his grace. So, Ante Narayana Smriti not only means that the devotee remembers Lord Narayana, but Lord Narayana also remembers the devotee at the end of their lives. In the Mahabharata, this point is very nicely given by a wonderful pastime. See, after the Kurukshetra war, Yudhishthira became the king, and Lord Krishna stayed in Hastinapura for some time. A few days after the coronation, the king, after executing his responsibilities, he entered the room of Krishna, where he saw the Lord sitting on a sofa. So he immediately inquired about the Lord's well-being. How are you? How are things in the palace? Are you comfortable? And thanked Krishna for all the grace in winning the war and getting back the kingdom. But Krishna did not answer anything because he was sitting in a yogic posture in meditative trance. The hairs on his body were standing and his face was expressing unlimited bliss. And the Lord's transcendental body was motionless like a stone. Now the king was surprised and asked, "My Lord, you are the Purushottama. Yogis and devotees meditated on you for getting liberation. But it's surprising to see that you are meditating on someone. May I know who is that person?" Now the Lord opened his eyes and replied. In Mahabharata it is there. He said, Vasudev said that tiger among men, Bhishma, who is now lying on a bed of arrows, and who is now like unto a fire that is about to go out, is thinking of me. Hence, my mind was concentrated on him. Collecting all his senses and concentrating his mind by the aid of this understanding, he sought my refuge by thinking of me. So it was for this that I have centered my mind upon him. So then the Lord went with the Pandavas to the battlefield where Bhishmadeva was lying on a bed of arrows to give his darshan to him and requested Bhishmadeva to instruct the king from the next day. And then all of them returned to the palace. The Lord slept very happily and peacefully that night because he had met his dear devotee, Bhishma. See, we may think how it was possible for Bhishmadeva to remember the Lord while lying on a bed of arrows. It was so painful. And in this way, attract his attention of the Supreme Lord. Prabhupada explains this point in 1923. Yoga means concentration of the mind detached from all other subject matter. Actually, such concentration is samadhi, or 100% engagement in the service of the Lord. And one who concentrates his attention in that manner is called a yogi. And such a yogi, devotee of the Lord, engages himself 24 hours daily in the service of the Lord, so that his whole attraction is engrossed with the thoughts of the Lord in ninefold devotional service, Navada Bhakti. So by such practice of yoga, or linking up in the service of the Lord, one is recognized by the Lord himself, as it is explained in Bhagavad Gita, concerning the highest perfectional stage of samadhi. So the Lord calls such a rare devotee the best among all the yogis. So such a perfect yogi is enabled by the divine grace of the Lord to concentrate his mind upon the Lord with a perfect sense of consciousness. And thus, by chanting his holy name before quitting the body, the yogi is at once transferred by the internal energy of the Lord to one of the eternal planets where there is no question of material life and its concomitant factors. So, since Bhishmadeva was an unflinching devotee, Lord enabled Bhishma to remember him. Very important point. Since he was an unflinching devotee, Krishna enabled him to remember him at that time, at the end of the life. Also, he gave his personal audience to this great devotee. So this point is very much glorified by Bhishmadeva in 1922, where he says, "Yet, despite his being equally kind to everyone, he has graciously come before me while I am ending my life, for I am his unflinching servitor." Unflinching devotee means doing whatever work that is ordained by the Lord upon us meticulously, systematically, very nice, clearly, perfectly. So you must learn to work so nicely that Krishna remembers you. Very nice point. Just to understand, memorize this line. You must learn to work so nicely that Krishna remembers you. You can always remember Krishna when Krishna remembers you. So Bhishma Deva was given the most impossible task, that of fighting against his worshipful Lord, but he did that immaculately and thereby pleased the Lord and attracted his mercy. So Prabhupada explains, the appearance of Lord Krishna at the deathbed of Bhishma is due to his being an unflinching devotee of the Lord. See, Arjuna had some bodily relations with Krishna because the Lord happened to be his maternal cousin. But Bhishma had no such bodily relation. Therefore, the cause of attraction was due to the intimate relation of the soul. So the key is unflinching devotional service. See, we started with Jaya Radha Madhav, right? Jaya Radha Madhav, then Gopi Jana Vallabha, right? Girivaridhari. See, if we want to enter into Gopi Bhav, the highest sentiment which the Gopis followed, then you have to release the devotional service. Every second of your conscious human existence, you have to release, neglecting all other concocted things. This is Gopi Jana. So as soon as you become Gopi Jana, then Vallabha. Vallabha is attracted to you. Vallabha is the slave of living entities who does unflinching devotional service at you. See, Surdas, he says, I am always surprised. You are such a supreme absolute truth. And Yashoda can beat you and you cry? I don't understand your Leela. It is inconceivable. And because it is internal potency, through his internal potency, Swadhamna, he has to become the slave of the person who performs unflinching devotional service to his sin. So Krishna does for you anything and everything. And that is why he doesn't grant bhakti easily. See, this preaching, kirtan, they're all included in devotional service. So as soon as Vallabha is attracted to you, he sits in your heart. And the 10th canto again, he says to Uddhava, you please don't worry. I am not going away completely, completing my pastimes. But I am very much with you because you are my unflinching devotee. See how this word is very important. In 9.468 Bhagavatam, it says, Sadhavo hridayam madhyam sadhunam hridayam tuham. Sadhus are in my heart and I am in the heart of the sadhus. What is the reason? Madanyat te na jananti. Apart from me, they don't know anything else. So that is why I am the heart of the sadhus. And they are the heart of mine. Because they don't know anything else. Naham tebyo managapi. And I also don't know anybody else apart from them. So this is the Gopi Jana Vallabha. And as soon as you become Gopi Jana Vallabha, you have unflinching faith in devotional service and you want to taste the nectarine juice of devotional service constantly, every second of your existence. Then for you, he becomes Girivaradhari. Any problem you have, it is Krishna's problem. We don't worry about the problems. We have to stay in this world, right? We have the worldly existence, but we don't know anything about the problems because our problems are dealt with by Krishna. And this is the truth. You please try this, because by becoming unflinching devotee of the Lord, all your problems will be his problem. And more importantly, your gray hairs will also be Krishna's gray hairs. You don't have to worry about it all. No, this is the main thing. So Girivardhari, for his unflinching devotees, his Gopas, friends, coward boys, everyone in Vrindavan, he was very much. See, Krishna was very much worried when he instructed them not to perform the sacrifice for Indra. Indra was angry and he sent a Samartava cloud which comes in the time of devastation. And there was very huge rains. The Gopas didn't know what to do. Everybody were very much afraid of the rain. Devastating rains. So immediately Krishna came to their help and lifted the Govardhana using the little finger in his left hand. And he held it for 7 days. He is Girivardhari. So please we should have full faith in his names. He is very much present. Being Vasudev, all pervading, he is present everywhere and particularly he is present in his names. He is not limited like us. Being unlimited and all pervading is the supreme absolute truth. He can be very much present in his name. So please, we have to lovingly chant his names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. See, when we chant the names of Krishna, we are forced to study the scriptures. which is again non-different from Krishna. See, all these devotional activities, starting from chanting, Mangalarati, whole day discussion of Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, they are all Krishna themselves. We wrongly think that we are chanting Krishna is far away. We wrongly think that we are discussing Bhagavatam and Krishna is far away. We wrongly think again that we are discussing Bhagavad Gita and chanting Bhagavad Gita and he is far away. No, it is completely wrong. Krishna is always there. So when we want to associate with Krishna, this is the process given by Srila Prabhupada. See, everything is chalked out for ready-made. It is our duty to sincerely follow the process. Since Srila Prabhupada has been so merciful. See, the Vedic culture, no, it insists that you please intelligently decrease your necessities. The more you increase your necessities, your whole time will be consumed just to fulfill your concrete necessities. See, we are talking about devotional service, unfinishing devotional service. But your mind, as a grahastha, if your mind is always disturbed, so many things, necessities, so then it is not possible. So what are those necessities? We have to decrease the necessities. There is so many necessities we have just created. We stay in the house, no? See, we also stayed in the house. And Guru Maharaj used to say in one of his lectures, we were also young, married, and we were renting the house many times, those days. He said, you rent the room, just go and stay there, that's it. And he very lovely, he says, nowadays, now you rent a house before you go. After the marriage is talking about, now you rent a house and before you go. And before you go, there must be a refrigerator, there must be gas, there must be microwave, there are television sets, sofa sets, VCR. Before you enter the house, you're half dead. And after getting into the house, you have to pay the installments for all the things which we have accumulated. There is no need. We just need 4 walls and a roof. That's it. Why? Why should we increase all these things? Is it not lunacy? Is it intelligence to increase the necessities? And he was very talking about this microwave. We said, oh God, microwave. We did not imagine at all that without the fire, the food can be eaten. We were knowing that fire will definitely heat up the food. And again, for this microwave, we should manufacture special glasses, which will not become hot, but the food alone will become hot. So much paraphernalia, lunacy was still. See, we are just destroying our human existence. If you have anything like that, just throw it out of the window. You'll be more healthy. That's it. And he said, without refrigerator, your throats will work all right. With refrigerator, your throat is gone. And you will have to go to the doctor. And you can't walk, right? You have to go in a car to the doctor. And the doctor gives you antibiotics. And the name of the antibiotic is erythromycin, streptomycin. And you eat all these my sins. You take this sin and that sin. And when these my sins don't work, then there is a greater mycin, which is theramycin. Theramycin is thera and my, both of your and my sin. This is the supreme antibiotic. So only your sins are not enough. I will eat both your and my sins. And still the throat does not become all right and we catch hold of the throat. Simplest medicine is Ayurvedic Shastras. Very simple. Doesn't cost, just grows in ginger. Bhava like that, no? So we are unnecessarily creating difficulties. See, so long as we are after these material possessions, no, then we cannot get out of this circle of birth and death. But if we give up these material possessions and you take Krishna and worship in Bhakti Yoga, Ananya Bhaktiya means pure, not mixed. You should not mix Bhakti. Then it is pure Bhakti. See, that's like there are many Bhaktas. They are not pure. They are not pure Bhaktas. They are also chanting, but they are aspiring after Mukti, liberation. So they are not pure Bhaktas. They are adulterated Bhaktas. A Bhakta does not want Mukti. We have to see, Bhakta wants nothing from Krishna. He simply wants to serve him. That's all. And serving him, not whimsically. I want to serve you as I like. No. Anukulian. Just like Arjuna did. No. Arjuna served Krishna not whimsically, but as Krishna desired. See, Arjuna was not willing to fight, right? He said, no, Krishna, on the other side, my friends, relatives are there, I cannot fight. That is whimsical. But when he decided after hearing Bhagavad Gita, Karishye Vachanam Tava, 18.73, he said. Yes, I shall do what you are asking. I shall kill my. That's all. So you cannot serve Krishna by your whims. Anya Abhilashat Shunyam. You have to serve Krishna as Krishna says. See, Rupa says in one of his classes, if I want a glass of water, you must give me a glass of water. You cannot say, Prabhupada, milk is better than water. Why don't you take one glass of milk? That is not Anukula. You must supply me what I want. That is Anukula. That is favorable. So I want to drink water. Why should you give me milk? That is Bhakti. So you don't manufacture your own trademark of Bhakti, right? That is not Bhakti. Trademark of Bhakti. See, sometimes people say, the so-called Bhaktas, they say, I can worship my Lord in any way, in my own way. No, that you cannot do. Because you have no connection with the Supreme Lord, you simply think of fiction, idea, imagination. Kalpana. Mayavadis, they say Kalpana. They say Brahma, Krishna, the Lord has no Rupa. But you imagine some Rupa. That is Mayavad. That is not. Krishna has got Rupa. Krishna is present here with his original Rupa. As it is described in Brahma Samhita, no? Venum Kvanantam Aravinda Dalaya Taksham Barhavatam Samasitambuda Sundarangam Vandarapakoti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. His form, Ishvara Parama Krishna. Parama, Ishvara Parama. See, we may be Ishvara. That's all right. We are minute Ishvaras, but he is Parameshwara. I am not Parameshwara. Krishna is Parameshwara. So we are acting in this body. You are also acting. The dog is also acting in this body. Tree, everything according to the body. But within the body, the owner is there. Who is the real? He is the real proprietor. We are just the occupier. Krishna is the real proprietor. So he gives you, he wants, see, Krishna gives, you wanted a body like this. Okay, you got, now take this body. Now Krishna is giving all facilities to enjoy in this material world. Sometimes you want the body of a devata like Brahma, Indra. That is 9.2 Yanti Deva Vrita Devan. It is said in the Bhagavad Gita, Yanti Deva Vrita Devan. So if you want to become devata, if you act like that, you qualify yourself and you will go there. And you will get a body. So you can get a body like Brahma, or you can get the body of the worm in the stool, as you like. So if you like a body like me, Krishna says, and if you want to get a body like Krishna, Satchidananda Vigraha, that is our real body, Satchidananda, then you can get it. So our intelligence will be proved when we want to go back to God. Madhyaji Mam, Namaskuru. So he gives you freedom, free pass. If you want to go to the demigod's planet, Yati you can. So Prabhupada says, now it is your choice. It is your choice where you want to go. You have to go to somewhere, right? You can remain here in this middle world. You can go to the higher planets, or you can go to beyond these higher planets, or down also. So material nature and spiritual nature, you can go wherever. You have been given the freedom. So but wherever you go, it is said, Brahma Bhavana Loka Punar Avatino Arjuna 8.16 it says, Shene Punya Punar Matya Lokam Vishanti. You can go to Swarga Loka, heavenly planets, by your pious activities. But Shine Punya, that is when your Punya pious activity is finished, then you have to come back again. But Krishna says in 15.6, Yad Gatva Naivartante Tad Dhama Paramam Mama. If you some way or the other you go to that place where I live, Krishna lives everywhere, right? But where Goloka, he has got a special home. See, like the governor or president, he can move many places, but still he has got his own place, the Raj Bhavan. Similarly, Krishna's place is Goloka Vrindavan. Chintamani Prakara Sadmashu Kalpa Vriksha, right? But Loka, that is Krishna. So he can live in Goloka Vrindavan like you see here Krishna. He's enjoying the company of Radharani. So Goloka Eva Nivasati Akhilatma Bhuta. So if you concentrate your devotion, your mind, your activities by this Bhakti Yoga, Shravanam Kirtanam. See, Bhakti Yoga means first of all to hear. Without hearing, how can you become Bhakta? You must know about Krishna. If you want to make friendship with somebody or some transaction, we have already got our relationship, the eternal relationship with Krishna. Because we are part and parcel of Krishna. But some way or other, we have forgotten that. Therefore, in Chaitanya Chaitamrita, it is said, some way or the other, see, from long time, we have forgotten Krishna. Therefore, Krishna has made these Vedas, Puranas, Shastra, everything. Because when we forget, now this age is Kali Yuga, right? Forgetfulness. People are forgetting more and more. They are forgetting Krishna more and more. They are not interested anymore. But Krishna is interested because we are his sons. See, just like a mad son, he is no more interested in home or father or mother. But still, the father and mother is interested that this boy has gone out of home and is simply suffering. He said, see, in 8.19, Krishna says, Bhutva Bhutva Pariliyate. He is accepting one type of body and again giving it up, again accepting another body. In this way, he is traveling. Brahma Bhuvanar Loka. All the planets, all the species of them. So let me try to rescue him, Krishna is thinking. Therefore, Krishna comes. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. Tadatmanam sajamyaham. So we are falsely engaged in this material world. This material world is not our home. How can we say it is home? See how I am living this body in this home, in this body for 50, 60, 100 years again and get out. How can I say it is my home? I means the soul. I am Nitya. I must have an eternal home. So why I am in this temporary place? This is knowledge. This questioning is knowledge. Unless one is not awakened to this knowledge, Prabhupada always says, he is a fool, he is a rascal. The one who is thinking, this is my body, he is no better than an animal. See, there are dogs thinking. This is like a dog's thinking. If a man thinks that I am this body, then what is this position? He is no better than a dog. It should not be like that. This human form of life is meant for this inquiry. Atato Brahma Jigyasa. If I am Brahman, that is Brahman means eternal. So why I am busy with these bodily affairs? This is called Brahma Jigyasa. If you become very learned scholar in Vedanta and busy with these bodily affairs, that is another foolishness. If you are actually a Vedantist, then you should be inquiring that I am eternal. Why I am put into this temporary body? And on account of this body, I am subjected to so many miserable conditions of material life. Why I should remain in this condition? How we can get released from this condition? That is human life. Inquiring. If you actually very much eager to inquire about it, then you require a guru. Tasmad Gurum. So one who is inquisitive about spiritual life, about spiritual identity, you must seek out a bona fide guru. So who can be a better guru than Krishna? He is the original guru. So you don't accept anyone as a guru, but accept a guru. Krishna. Krishna is instructing in Bhagavad Gita as guru. Shishyastha ham shadi mam tam prapannam. 2.7 Arjuna says, no, my dear Krishna, I am accepting you as my guru. I am your Shishya. So everyone should become like that. Accept Krishna as guru. Or Krishna's representatives. You can say, where is Krishna? I don't find. But Krishna's representative is there. That is also stated in Bhagavad Gita. Tadvidhi pradipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti tadjnanam jnaninas tattva darshana. 4.34. The one who knows Krishna perfectly, he is Krishna's representative and who is coming in the parampara. And to know Krishna is very difficult task. Is it? No, everything is explained in Bhagavad Gita. That's why if you interpret in a different way, then you're not a guru. Prabhupada says you are a guru. That means you are an animal. You are guru so long as you take Bhagavad Gita as it is. Sorry. See, you should understand, Krishna gives you whatever you desire, whatever you ask, Krishna always he provides. Definitely, straight away he will provide. But bhakti he will not give him. So bhakti is not so easy. He doesn't give bhakti so easily. See, in Dwaraka, many people were lining up to see Krishna. Now, Krishna was giving charity in such a way that he was not waiting to take the items in the right hand. He gave with his left hand also. Now, Narada Muni was seeing this and asked the Lord, Krishna, why are you giving with the left hand? It is not auspicious. Krishna said, the mind is so rascal that before I change my mind, it is better to give away in charity. Deception means we pause. Should I give? Hesitation means deception. So we must adjust ourselves in the material world in such a way that we don't even think twice before performing service. Take up the service first and worry later on how to perform it. Srila Madhavendra Puri did that. And everything followed. So Krishna asked some people to wait in the waiting room. Many people ask, I want this, I want to go, I want green card, I want a good husband, a good wife, I want this car, house. So Krishna was just giving. Said, okay, tatastu, tatastu. But some people, Krishna, please engage me in your service, in my devotional service. So ask them to wait in the waiting room. Narada Muni asked Krishna, why he was asking some people to wait? And Krishna said, these people are asking me for bhakti. So those who are asking for bhakti, they have to go to the waiting room. Everything else I am ready to give them. But when I give them bhakti, I have to give myself to them. So I have to full-heartedly surrender to that devotee. That is why when bhakti is taken up, everything is easy. That's why when bhakti is not taken up, everything is difficult. That's why in Chaitanya Adi Lila 14.1, very nicely said, things that are very difficult to do become easy to execute if one somehow or the other simply remembers Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But if one does not remember him, even easy things becomes very difficult. To this Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I offer my respectful obeisances. See, devotional service is to be performed with full honesty. We should not have deception in the heart. Then with full honesty, we will perform devotional service. Brahmaji prays in 10.14.3. Yane prayasa mudapasya namanta eva jivanti sanmukharitam bhavadiya vartam stane stita shutigatam tanuvan manobhir ye prayasho ajita jitopi asita istrilokyam. The Lord Brahma said, oh my Lord Krishna, a devotee who abandons the path of empiric philosophical speculation aimed at merging in the existence of the Supreme and engages himself in hearing your glories and activities from a bona fide sadhu or saint, and who lives in an honest life in the occupational engagement of his social life, can conquer your sympathy and mercy even though you are ajita or unconquerable. So when there's a problem in the world, see and accept the hand of Krishna instead of speculating. So when we accept Krishna, we accept who Krishna is, and that is Atma Tattva. We know that Krishna is Satchitananda. Krishna knows better than I know. So he knows exactly what is to be given to me at what time. Till then, why should I worry? So Brahmaji was therefore peacefully performing tapasya for 1,000 Devata years, which pleased Krishna. And he revealed his eternal transcendental form. So when one comes to the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam, we have to reject motives other than to glorify the Lord. Then without delay, the reality which is Srimad Bhagavatam will be revealed to us. So the way to see Krishna's form is to hear about him from a bona fide devotee. That's why in 3.9.11, Bhagavatam is confirmed by Brahmaji. Tum bhakti yoga paribhavita saroja ase shute kshitapato nanunata pumsam yadyad dhiyatu urugaya vibhavayanti tattad vapu pranayase sadanugrahaya. He says, oh my Lord, your devotees can see you through the years by the process of bona fide hearing. Thus their hearts become cleansed. And you take your seat there. You're so merciful to your devotees that you manifest yourself in the particular eternal form of the transcendence in which they always think of you. So we have to engage ourselves. Having Srimad Bhagavatam, my Guru Maharaj always used to say, have Srimad Bhagavatam in one hand and a broom in the other. The broom helps us to clean and also to beat our mind for its unwanted tendencies. So service is very important. But that service is to be performed in the mode of detachment. So the way to come out of our misidentification is very wonderfully described in Bhagavatam verse 3.7.12. Savai nivritti dharmena vasudevanu kampaya bhagavad bhakti yogena tirodhatte shaneriha. But that misconception of self-identity can be diminished gradually by the mercy of the personality of Godhead Vasudeva through the process of devotional service to the Lord in the mode of detachment. So for one who is detached, there is neither attachment nor aversion. So this leads to control of senses, and control of senses means prasadam adhigacchati, attracting the mercy of the Lord. See, Krishna becomes sold. He becomes sold out by devotional service. Krishna, who declares himself Swarat, see, like Krishna says, I am independent, he says, no? Krishna, who declares himself Swarat, supremely independent at the start of the Bhagavatam, towards the end, he declares that I have no independence. Aham bhakta paradina. So the concluding point is that we must lead an honest life in the occupational engagement of social life. Thereby, Krishna becomes conquered by how honest you are with him and with your life. See, those who fail in this world because they are, see, very important, very nicely, please hear very carefully. Those who fail in this world because they are honest, they are victorious. Those who win in this world because they deceive, they are losers. See, we are in all ways losers in this middle world because death puts an end to everything. But do not become a failure in devotional service. We should always think of doing unflinching devotional service. How Kapila Muni is instructing, giving the instructions to Devahuti Mata. Because if we just follow that, then we can attract the mercy of the Supreme Lord, just like Bhishma Deva, right? And for that also, Krishna has to sanction, he has to do that, but we have to be very sincere and honest in our devotional service, in chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, like, getting up for Mangala Arati, offering Bhoga with love, singing the verses, singing Kirtans, all love with Bhava. Then automatically Krishna, it will attract. So we should act in such a way that Krishna looks at us. That's the most important. We should not see that I want to see Krishna, I want to see. We cannot see Krishna, we cannot get qualified. And then we have to get qualified, then only it's possible. And the only qualification is chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Only the chanting process gives you the intelligence to read the scriptures, to do activities very unflinchingly. Vedantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shira Prabhupada ki jai, Nita Gaur Pranamani Hare Guru. Thank you very much to Mataji, Hare Krishna. Vanchakal Pataruvish Kripa Sandhuvaya Patidanam Pavanam. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity to glorify the Lord and be engaged in this Bhagavatam. So if you have any questions or anything to share, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for the wonderful class. So you said, don't worry about how to do the service; just do it. That is very nice. And also the concept of loser and winner is also very good, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Yeah, correct. Thank you very much, Hare Krishna. Anybody else? Have any takeaway? I really feel that you can put it into practice in your daily life, which will improve your devotional service. You have to follow, our goal of life is to come to unflinching devotional service under any circumstances. I think that's fine, otherwise can close the book.
Hare Krishna, not showing fear or hesitation in the face of danger or difficulties. When we are facing the difficulty, not to get rid of this devotional service and be in the devotional service and unflinching devotional service.
Jai Hari Bol, wonderful realization. Thank you, Hare Krishna. It's easy to say Prabhu Mataji, but not so easy. It's practice, but we have to do it. That's the thing.
And
if
also,
you do, Krishna will very fast. Yeah.
And
go ahead.
also when we know the importance of reading, when we read every day, reciting every day and chanting, then we will know the importance of doing the devotional service unflinchingly.
Correct. Very nice. Correct. Yeah, Nityam Bhagavata Sevya. We have to daily read, daily verse, especially memorizing the verses or translation, writing down the points, practically how we can be. And more importantly, we have to associate with devotees and give this to the other devotees also. What do you understand? You share it with others. Krishna will be more pleased. He given Bhagavad Gita. If you share whatever I told in Bhagavad Gita to others, he will be very much pleased. So that's That's what is preaching. Preaching doesn't mean you sit in Vyasas and speech. You can just read and tell your neighbor, your friend, your son, your daughter, who it is. Like that. Thank you, Balaji.
And
Prabhu.
we
Hare
are,
Krishna.
and we
Yes.
are not in control of anything. We are not control of anything in our body. Like oxygen has been given, everything has been provided to by Krishna. We are nothing, no control at all.
Absolutely. Yeah, whatever is happening in the body, we don't know. We can eat, but afterwards, what happens in the body, how it is digested and all those things, Krishna is doing. Right. Correct. Very nice. Thank you, Prabhu.
And the main thing is not to miss our chanting. So once the chanting is there, the others, other sadhanas will get connected, like reading scriptures and all, Prabhu. Yeah.
Yes, wonderful. Very bold. Thank you, Madaji. Correct. You're absolutely right. Thank you, Madaji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Anything
Prabhu.
else you want to share? Yes, Prabhu. Yes. Anybody else? Anything to share? Any questions? Otherwise, we can stop here, Prabhu.
The explanation of Gopijana Vallabha, the Girivaradari, is really amazing. First time hearing this. For
Yes.
each, for bhajan. We sing the bhajan, but we didn't know what exactly the meaning. Today, the meaning has been revealed. It's really amazing.
We saw my mercy of Guru. So he has explained so many times to us. So I just want to share with everybody. Thank you.
So please share this one. We have to listen again once more. So have this,
Recording. Sure, it'll be there. It is already being recorded. Don't worry, please. Thank you very much, Prabhupada. Please don't, it's not me. It's all Prabhupada and Guru. They are sharing. I'm just sharing with everybody. So please excuse me if any mistakes or anything. Hare Krishna.
You are
Thank you,
sharing the
Prabhupada
bliss.
Mataji. Hare Krishna.
You are
Yes.
sharing
Yes,
the bliss. You are sharing the bliss.
Yeah. Correct.
Like, yes, please,
Yeah.
yes.
Be blissful always and share this bliss to everyone. That's a very nice point. Be blissful always. Share this bliss to everyone. And thereby your devotional service also will become blissful. So, Ravichandra Prabhu, I think nothing else, we can stop here. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandatam. Prabhuji, you are the host.
Thank you.
You are the host. You can end the.
We already made Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Jai. Okay, Prabhu Mataji, Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining and very patiently hearing Bhagavatam. So you're all very fortunate. We're fortunate to be here to hear Bhagavatam and Prabhupada's mercy. So please continue. Hare Krishna.